Hello and welcome everyone to the graduation event for our second cohort of the Digital Marketing Certificate Program. We're so happy to have all of you here to celebrate our students and instructors. Our first speaker this evening is the Director of Corporate Training here at the Workforce Innovation Division. Please welcome Colin Baldwin.
Hi, thank you, Jordan. Can everybody hear me okay?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Well, it is definitely a pleasure to be invited to speak to you this evening. As Jordan said, my name is Colin Baldwin. I'm the Director of Workforce and IT Innovation at Metropolitan Community College in the Workforce Innovation Division. And I know we have some that aren't in attendance tonight. It's great that we have the opportunity to record this so they can take part in it. It's unfortunate they couldn't be here. But for all those in attendance, again, it is a true pleasure to speak to you this evening. And I promise, in the interest of fairness and for the quality of your evenings, I will keep my remarks very brief. So for those that are here and for those that are not in attendance, congratulations. You have completed the digital marketing program to prepare yourselves for a future that matters to you and to the world. We celebrate your commencement knowing that as your journey begins or continues as advocates for social justice and the environment, information technologists, healthcare professionals, researchers, performers, public servants, economists, entrepreneurs, or business leaders, you will continue to serve and empower others in your own distinctive way. I see both great accomplishment and great hope as you reflect on your time during the digital marketing program, on all that you have done here, on the learning and the leading in which you were engaged. My hope is that you will carry your noble impulses with you wherever you go. That, shaped by this education and your own values, transformed by educators and your peers, inspired by those who have gone before you, you will know great happiness and see progress in your endeavors, and that you will continue to be a force for good in the world. Again, my sincerest congratulations and best of luck moving forward.
All right, thank you, Colin. Okay, see if I can get my slide deck back up. Okay, can everyone see that okay? Okay, great.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay. So just to echo kind of what Colin said, I'll read what's on the screen, but I think it's really true. Each of you has shown a great passion for growing throughout the past 8 months by making a significant commitment to an immersive and intense program. We're proud of each and every one of you for reaching this milestone of graduating the Digital Marketing Certificate Program. Okay. And I'm going to introduce all of our graduates here. If you're in attendance and you'd like to say a few words, feel free to jump in. So first we have Savannah Austin. And I don't believe Savannah was able to make it tonight. But we celebrate Savannah anyway. Congratulations, Savannah. Okay. Next is Tione Clark, a member of our marketing team here at MCC. Congratulations, Tione. I believe Tione is with us tonight, so we're happy to have you here.
Thank you.
Okay, next is Emma Costello. Congratulations, Emma. Okay, next we have Darcy Dingman. I believe Darcy is with us this evening as well. Or Darcy was with us. All right, congratulations, Darcy. Okay, next up is Laura Espejo. Congratulations, Laura. Okay. Next up is Annette Guy. I've had the pleasure of working with Annette in a previous role, and she's such an awesome human being. So And Annette is actually going to present one of our projects for us, which I'm super excited about. So I'm going to stop sharing. And Annette, I will let you share if you're ready.
Sure. I didn't know I was going first.
You're first.
So I've never shared on Teams. I've only done it on Zoom, so I'm not quite sure. Do I just go to the open share tray?
Yes.
Okay. We'll see if it works on. I have a Mac, so sometimes.
Oh gosh, you're on your own there. I don't know what to tell you.
If we were on Zoom, I totally know how to do this, but I might not be able to show it.
I can also pull it up if that helps. Let's see if I can get it up. Might make it easier. And then you can just tell me when you want to advance.
Well, am I sharing?
You're sharing.
Okay. So I'm going to talk about our Facebook post. We were given the opportunity to actually have some money and to go on and make an actual social media posting. So I am a part owner of a photography company. I have a degree in graphic design too, and my husband and I, we own a photography company. So I thought it'd be fun to try it out, and that's what I worked on for this whole time on this project. So for this one, I was doing the family photos to see how that would work as our first ad that we ever did. We just started our company last year, so we haven't. It was a bad year in 2020 to start a photography company, so we'll see what happens. But it was really fun. I thought I'd play off, like, I know for my family, the last time we had photos were in the 80s when I was like 5 years old. So I thought it'd be fun to kind of bring up old photos. I informed my brothers that I was doing this too, so that way if somebody made fun of them, they would know. So in this project, we had to come up with Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter ads and kind of the text that we wanted to do with that. So this is my content for Facebook, my concept. And then this is another version that I thought of, just kind of doing the hashtags and saying, is this the last time you had family photos? We can help. And then another idea for Instagram and saying, yes, this really is my family. Like, this is what we look like. And then for Twitter, we learned all the different sizing for the different ads and everything like that too. So it was a lot of interesting work that we did in the class. And then we walked through and we got like I said, we had some money to play with and to actually post the ad. So it was interesting setting all that up and to do the different steps in it. And then it was interesting also because I'm in the age demographic that I chose. So it's kind of weird. Like every time I went to Facebook, I saw like my family on the side there or in my feed or in my social media posting all the time. And my nephew made fun of us too. Like he took the picture down and put it up on his work wall to show everybody too. But then we also learned how to read the reports and see how well our ad did. The actual engagement, it had 98 post engagements, and clicks on it were 223. We did get some likes on our Facebook page. We didn't get any bookings off of this, but I'm going to chalk that up to COVID happening, nobody wanting to get close to a stranger. But I am going to try this again this summer, hopefully when we can be outside and socially distance. But our click-through rate was 3.8%. The cost was only 22 cents per click with it. And then, as you can see, our impressions were good and our clicks were better than I thought. Like I said, this was the first time I've ever done anything like this, and I wasn't sure what to expect or what to do. So seeing the numbers and getting some more likes on our social media page from it, I was happy with myself. So I'll definitely try it again. And then this is just a reflection. When we did our slides for the classes, we had to post our pictures and talk about what happened and what we do in the future. And the thing I ran away with is to try it, and you can set how much money you want to spend. So if you want to spend like $10 or whatever, just to run a mini ad to see how it does, and then if you need to tweak anything, you can change that and keep continuing for the future. So this has been a lot of fun, and we'll see if I can end it now. So yeah, it was great working with everybody, and I had a lot of fun learning everything too. And I don't know how to quit sharing.
I bet if I start sharing, it'll kick you off.
There.
That worked. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for sharing with that with us, Annette. It's really interesting for me to kind of see the projects you're working on. I'm kind of removed from that side of the program, so it's really cool to see the projects and the different things you're working on. So congratulations, Annette.
Thanks.
Okay, another member of our MCC marketing team, Jenny Milligan, and Jenny is also here with us tonight. Welcome, Jenny.
Thank you.
All right, congratulations, Jenny.
Thanks.
Okay, next we have Kelly Morris, and Kelly unfortunately was unable to attend tonight. Congratulations, Kelly. Okay, next up we have Isabel Musiva. Congratulations, Isabel. Okay, next is Jay Quinn.
Hey, Jordan, this is Jay. I just wanted to thank you and all the teachers, give them accolades for how easy it is to communicate with them when I had questions. I thought that was immensely important and really helped me with the program. So I want to thank you guys for that.
Absolutely, they're the best. And not only are they getting communication from you, they have to hear from me all the time. So we have just the best group of instructors, and I'm super appreciative of all the work they put in to help get you all through this program. So we'll continue to thank them throughout the evening. So more to come on that.
Sure.
All right, congratulations, Jay.
Thank you.
Okay, Kim Shukman is another member of our MCC family. Kim works here in the Career and Technical Education Department. And Kim is not able to attend tonight, but she did pass along one of her presentations for me to share with you all. So let's see if I can play it. Can you all hear that? Probably not.
My presentation is Codecademy, an A/B test. In this presentation, I will walk you through how ad placement increases ready signups. We will also explore the question, how can we use the data that we retrieved to drive more ready program signups? What does it mean the treatment group had a higher conversion rate than the control group? And we will identify the conclusions that we came to. As I mentioned on the last slide, for our A/B test, we wanted to see how ad placement increased ready signups. We put the ad in two different locations. The control group saw the ad in its current location, which is located underneath most lesson pages and is viewable to current students. The treatment group saw the new ad placement, which was underneath the sign-up form on the home page and will be seen by everyone visiting the website. The goal of our A/B test was to determine if changing the location of the ad from the current location to the new location will increase ready signups. Our alternative hypothesis was that the new version will perform better because the new ad placement will bring in more traffic for ready program signups. To conduct this test, our population was all users on the Codecademy website. We then randomly selected users visiting the Codecademy website as a sample for this test. Our independent variable was the location of the ad. The dependent variable was the number of ready program signups. The dependent variable is what we measured to determine the success of the independent variable. Our null hypothesis is that changing the location of the ad will not result in an increase in the number of ready signups. Our alternative hypothesis is that changing the location of the ad will result in an increase in the number of ready signups. We measured the following metrics for this test. We looked at ad click rate, website traffic, and then ready program signups. The table on this slide is really a summary of all of the metrics that we analyzed for the test between January and June of 2018. You will notice that it identifies the number of users for both the control group and the treatment group, the number of clicks for each group, and the conversion rate for each group. The control group saw the ad in its current location, which is underneath lessons on most of the current student site. The treatment group saw the ad that was placed on the home site under the sign up. The chart on this slide shows the results of the A/B test and that the treatment group's observed conversion rate was 17.77% higher than variation A's conversion rate. Variation A is what the control group saw, whereas variation B is what the treatment group saw. This data allows us to be 95% confident that the 17.77% higher conversion rate result is a consequence of the changes in ad placement and not a result of random chance. This chart is a comparison of click-through rates between the control group, which you'll notice is the blue bar, and the treatment group, which is represented by the green bar. There was a total click-through rate of 11.44%. The control group click-through rate was 10.10%, while the treatment group click-through rate was 13.01%. This chart is a comparison of data between the control group and the treatment group. It compares the number of users, the total number of clicks, and the total number of group conversions between the control group and the treatment group. The control group had 14,125 unique group users, which you'll notice on the left in the blue bar. The control group had 1,426 clicks, which again is represented on the left side of the page in red. And the treatment group, and the control group also saw 752 group conversions, which you'll notice on the left in yellow. The treatment group, on the other hand, had 12,089 unique users. There were 1,573 clicks in the treatment group, and there were 758 conversions in the treatment group. And finally, while it appears that our A/B test successfully analyzed how ad placement impacted ready signups, there are a few validity concerns to take into consideration. There was an unequal distribution of control and treatment group users. We recommend having equal numbers in both groups. The control group ad is only seen by current students, whereas the treatment ad will be seen by all visitors to the site, of whom many may also be students. Thus, the sample size for each group was not equally diverse. We recommend utilizing sample sizes for each group with an equally diverse population. Also, this was a long A/B test. It was 6 months. We recommend shorter, possibly more frequent A/B tests in the future. And finally, the selection effect may also be at play here. The selection effect is one of 4 primary threats to test validity and represents the effect on a test variable, such as the conversion rate, that occurs as a result of having the sample that is collected be unrepresentative of the actual audience. Where did all of the visitors to the website homepage come from? Is there a difference in conversion and click rate depending on where the traffic to the website came from? These are questions that we recommend further exploring so that we can resolve some of the validity concerns that we have. In conclusion, there were 26,214 unique users to the Codecademy website. Of the 1,510 ready program signups, 752 of those came from the control group versus 758 that came from the treatment group. Additionally, by charting the conversion rate and p-value for both groups, we are able to determine that the treatment group ad had a 17.77% higher conversion rate than the control group. We are 95% confident that the treatment group's higher conversion rate is a result of changes we made and not random coincidence. Thus, we recommend putting the ad on the Codecademy homepage to increase the number of ready signups. Thank you for your time.
Okay, I know Kim isn't here to kind of give her praise, but that was all very impressive to me. A lot of it was over.
Hi, my name.
Sorry about that. So great work, Kim, and congratulations on the certificate. Okay, next we have Kim Taylor. Kim wanted to share one of her projects from the program as well, so I'm going to play that one now.
This is an advertising analysis report. This report covers an analysis of users, revenue, and marketing channels for the advertising campaign. This report provides an analysis of the advertising campaign's key performance indicators. The data reviewed for this report includes the number of users over time, click-through rates, marketing channels, and revenue. The report focuses on a 6-month period from January 2018 to June 2018 and includes calculations for the number of users over time, marketing channel revenue, and engagement. This report will provide insights on how to increase engagement and revenue for the advertising campaign. The All Traffic and Channels report shows data from the marketing channels from January 1st, 2018 to June 30th, 2018. This data was exported from Google Analytics, a tool that can be used to monitor and record user traffic on a website. This data was used to analyze the users, compare users and revenue, and engagement for each marketing channel. The Campaigns and Cost Analysis report covers all the campaigns that money was spent on, namely advertising. The Google/CPC, or cost per click, line of this table has the users, sessions, impressions, clicks, and cost for advertisements. This table was used to calculate the click-through rate, the cost per click, and the revenue per click for this source. The daily users and ad clicks table shows the number of users who visited the site each day, the number of clicks that came from an advertisement, and the cost each day for those clicks. This table was used to calculate the sum of the days in the 6-month period, averages, maximum, and minimum daily totals for this advertisement. The click-through rate on display ads was 0.24%. According to HubSpot.com, the average click-through rate is 0.35% for a display ad, so the rate was slightly lower than average. The cost per click on ads was 40 cents, which is lower than the average of 58 cents for display ads according to HubSpot. The revenue per click on ads is $1.67. There were 3 KPIs that were analyzed. The first KPI was, the company wants at least 1% of the revenue to come from display and paid search advertisements. The revenue percentage from ads calculation of 0.66% is less than the 1% revenue goal. Since the goal was not met, this KPI was not successful and needs to be reviewed to see how the revenue from display and paid search ads can be increased. The second KPI was, from the advertising campaign, the company wants revenue per click divided by the cost per click to be at least 3 times the cost. The revenue per click divided by the cost per click calculation of $4.16 is higher than 3 times the cost per click of 40 cents, or $1.20. This shows that this KPI's goal was exceeded and a success. The third KPI was to determine which channel had the most engagement. The referrals channel had the highest pages per session total and the lowest bounce rate. The daily website users chart shows how the number of users changed each day during the 6-month period. The total number of daily website users remained fairly consistent over the 6-month period. The number of users increased at the beginning of each week and then tapered off at the end of each week. There were a higher number of users during the month of March. I would recommend running ads on Mondays and Tuesdays, so that more users will see the ads. Running ads on the weekends should be avoided. I would also recommend running special campaigns during March to get the ads in front of the most users. The website users by marketing channel chart shows how many users each channel brought in relation to each other. When comparing the number of users brought in by each channel, organic search had the highest number of website users. Organic search had nearly double the amount when compared to the next highest channel, which is social. This chart shows the importance of SEO and keywords when creating website content. By adding keywords, this will increase the rankings of the website in organic searches. The channel engagement chart compares the engagement among users for each marketing channel. The referrals channel had the highest engagement when compared to the other channels. This channel has the highest pages per session total and the lowest bounce rate. The display channel performed the worst. It had the lowest pages per session and the highest bounce rate. I would recommend increasing efforts to market through the referrals channel and revisit the display channel to see what changes can be made since this is a paid channel. In conclusion, traffic to the website primarily comes from the organic search channel. Charting the users over time revealed that the highest number of users was seen during the month of March. A trend seen was that there were more users during the beginning of each week and the number tapered off during the weekend. While the KPI of revenue percentage of 0.66% from ads was lower than the 1% goal, the revenue per click divided by the cost per click goal of $4.16 exceeded the goal of $1.20. The referrals channel brings in the most revenue per user and has the most engagement. Among users, the social channel brought in the most new users. Over 98% of the users on this channel were new. Some ideas for improvement include: the referrals channel has the highest engagement rate and revenue among the channels. By researching additional ways this channel can be utilized, more opportunities can be found to engage more users and increase revenue. The social channel had the highest percentage of new users and may provide opportunities to increase awareness. The organic search channel had the highest number of users. By using keywords, the rankings of the website will be higher in search results. Thank you for your time, and I hope you enjoyed this presentation. This isn't.
I know I did. So thank you for that, and congratulations, Kim. I'm really blown away by all those numbers and testing, and all of it's very interesting, but very over my head. So very impressive. Okay. And last but certainly not least is Rachel Vacani. I believe Rachel is here with us tonight.
Yes, I am. And I really just want to say thank you to all of the instructors and Jordan just for helping me get through 2020, literally. And like this program, it caused a lot of late nights, a lot of anxiety, a lot of panic attacks, a lot of mental health ups and downs, but really learned a lot. Really want to thank all the instructors for just being so patient with me and understanding that I knew how to do the work. I was struggling to just get the work completed. So thank you for all y'all's understanding on that and just working with me through this whole process, even through all the questions I had.
Yeah, absolutely. And Rachel brings up a great point. This whole cohort went through this program during the pandemic. So not only is it, an intense online program, you're dealing with all of the challenges and the new things going on with the pandemic. So a huge kudos to everyone for, figuring out how to balance living in a COVID world and still going through this program and learning new skills. It's hugely impressive, and I applaud all of you. Sorry, what's that, Rachel?
I said I had to work too. I worked all of COVID. I took a month off in mid-April to mid-May, and then I came back in mid-May, and I was working that whole time except for the last 2 weeks of December, first 2 weeks of January, when I actually got COVID.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Even more impressive, having a job on top of, all the COVID stuff and
A job that you're essential and you're sick of it, it drains you. It was like I would study so much, work would be my study breaks, or I would work so much, school would be my work breaks.
Yeah, trying to figure out that balance, huh?
Yeah,
I'm sure it was tough.
it was, but I'm really glad I pushed through because now I have a better sort of idea of what I want to do. It's just a matter of figuring out what part of this I want to do. Do I want to focus on the analysis? Do I want to focus on social media and the designing, the metrics, the campaigns? Like, which part do you want to focus on?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm glad you got some exposure to those different things. So hopefully you have, a better, at least understanding of each of those so that you can make a decision on kind of what you want to do going forward. So yeah, kudos to you and having to deal with all of that and still getting through the program. It's very impressive. We're all very proud of you.
Thank you.
All right. So again, congratulations, Rachel. And congratulations to all of our students. You all worked so hard throughout this, put in a lot of hours. I know it wasn't always easy. Looking at you, course 3, those Google Analytics, I mean, like I said, they're pretty much beyond me. So huge kudos to all of you for working through that, and for our great instructors for providing a little extra support on those more difficult assignments. Okay. So I want to mention our instructors here tonight. This is a 100% online program, and it took a great amount of collaboration and guidance to keep that running. And especially when it's kind of go your own pace and you're learning the content, I think our instructors did a really good job of providing enough feedback and communication and support that you still felt, like you weren't in this alone. You had somebody there if you needed anything. So huge thank you to all of our corporate trainers for your constant support of the Digital Marketing Certificate Program. We're grateful to have so many talented marketing professionals involved with our program. You have all demonstrated great leadership and devotion to the success of the digital marketing program. And luckily, they are all here with us tonight. So I cannot thank this team of rock stars enough. All 3 of them have been excellent in helping our students progress through this program, making themselves available around the clock to resolve any issues our students have had, calling me out when I make mistakes here and there, which is awesome. I definitely want a team that can say, hey, you know what, this is not correct. So thank you so much for all of your work. These 3 are a huge part of why this program has been such a success here at Metro. So thank you, Brandon Bartling, Kim Bridges, and Tasia Peterson for all of your hard work and dedication to the program. We're so lucky to have such knowledgeable and compassionate instructors for this program. And I'll turn it over to you all in case you want to say anything to the group. Kim, Tasia.
Hey, it's Tasia here.
Hi, Tasia.
I just wanted to come on briefly. It's good to see everybody again after a couple months of not getting to interact, but I just wanted to give my huge congratulations to all of you. You're so talented, and it's just no small feat to take on this program while continuing to balance the rest of life's responsibilities like work and family and what we just spoke about, the craziness that 2020 brought on with the global pandemic. You all did exceptionally well in navigating all of that and working through the coursework, even when sometimes it got a little bit difficult or confusing at times. And it was just such a pleasure to get to help support you along your marketing journey and see your growth along the way. And I just wish you all the best in your future endeavors and your marketing careers.
All right. Thanks so much, Tasia. Kim or Brandon, do you have anything? Kim?
Yep, I'll be brief, but I just want to congratulate all the students. And I know I came in kind of late in this cohort, just facilitating the last 2 courses, but I was very impressed by all the work that you turned in, and just wanted to say congratulations. You should all be very proud of what you've accomplished. And then also I want to say a huge thank you to Jordan. You thanked us and said we are a reason for the success of this program, but you're the #1 reason. As a colleague, I understand how much work goes into putting a program on like this. So I appreciate you always being available to answer our questions as instructors when we come to you, and all the students, and just all the behind the scene work that you put in to get this running. So, so I appreciate it as an instructor, as a colleague. You do an excellent job. So thank you.
Oh, thank you, Kim. This is such a rewarding experience to be able to kind of watch all of our students go through this program and work with our instructors. So, I love doing it. Thanks for coming along on this journey with us. So. Brandon, anything from you? No pressure.
Yeah, I'll jump in really quick. It feels like both a long time ago that I started off this cohort, and also like yesterday. It's kind of a weird 2020 kind of mix with that, but I just want to say congratulations to everyone who was in this cohort. You guys came into this program kind of when things were still kind of changing a little bit in terms of getting used to the pandemic, some of you even getting used to online learning. So the fact that you were able to balance everything, just kind of like Kim and Tasia said, the fact that you were able to balance everything and get through it successfully is something to be incredibly proud of. And I saw a lot of growth just in the first 2 courses of the program as you guys move through the first 8 weeks. And I'm sure the rest of the way, Kim and Tasia kept that going, and you guys have a lot to be proud of. And just also to echo what Kim said, Jordan, you make it easy for us. So thanks for all your leadership, and well done, everyone.
All right. Thank you, Brandon. We appreciate all your hard work. Okay. So now looking into some of the modules, well, we'll look into all the modules actually that made up the Digital Marketing Certificate program. So the first module is the Foundations and Strategy of Marketing, and it's designed to introduce our students to the basics of digital marketing. It aims to develop the students' understanding of marketing in the context of a business and provide a framework for students to think about concepts such as segmentation, targeting, value propositions, and metrics. During this course, students were assessed throughout the course with exercises on the topics. The course culminated in a final presentation in which the students used the Kpis framework to analyze and create a digital marketing plan for a chosen company. The second course is Marketing Content Strategy and Branding, and it's designed to give students clear insight into branding and content strategy. It aims to push students to explore concepts such as consumer psychology, appropriate content and strategy, and search engine optimization. Students had the opportunity to practice their writing and communication skills, both vital skills for all aspects of digital marketing. And then the third course I mentioned, Marketing Analytics and Performance Optimization, seems to be the most difficult course, and I totally understand that. It's a lot of numbers and spreadsheets and analytics, so kudos to all of you for getting through that one especially. But this course aims to give students all the skills needed to analyze the results of marketing efforts, so kind of looking at the back end of all of the efforts that were designed in courses 1 and 2. Students learned about factors that drive conversion and how to optimize their efforts using data and A/B testing, like we saw in Kim's presentation. So students now understand what the key metrics are for digital marketing, and they were assessed through 3 different projects, which gave them an opportunity to get hands-on experience using spreadsheets, Google Analytics, and analyzing an A/B test. Our fourth course, Social Media Marketing, gives students a deeper understanding of the role social media plays in digital marketing strategy. Students learned about different platforms and their best practices. Students also created a social media strategy that builds on the material in course 1, and were assessed through a capstone project completed throughout the course. This project gave students an opportunity to test their social media skills, as well as creating a real ad campaign on the Facebook platform, which I think is kind of cool because you're working, with real-time data, and you're seeing how, actual folks on the platform are interacting with your marketing. So I thought that was kind of cool. The fifth course, Search and Display Advertising, gives students a greater insight into search and display advertising. Students learned about the different channels and how they work, and explored some of the best practices for each channel, and learned how to create effective strategies that build on the knowledge from course 1. Students were assessed on their performance on a capstone presentation, which was completed throughout this course as well. The presentation for this course outlined a campaign strategy for different search and display platforms. And then finally, email marketing offers a deep dive into the world of email marketing, which can be an incredibly effective marketing channel that can deliver great results for companies. In this course, students learned about the role of email marketing in a company's marketing campaign, what stages of the customer journey email marketing is suited for, and best practices for email copy. The course also touched upon more complex email practices such as automation and how to outline an email campaign. For this course, students were assessed on their performance with another capstone project, which outlined the components of an email campaign. So as you can see, our students learned a ton of concepts and skills throughout the 8 months, and we feel they're really well suited, to hop into a marketing role. And we hope that some folks do. I know some of our folks here are already in marketing, so hopefully this kind of helped you get a better understanding of some of those foundation topics. Okay, so not only were our students diving into a completely online program, they had to tackle 2 different learning management systems at the same time. So they used PathStream, who are our content partners for all the curriculum. So that's where all the content was, reading through different Google Docs to actually learn the skills. And then all of the quizzes, discussions, and assignments were submitted to Canvas LMS. In total, our students completed nearly 50 assignments to earn their certificate, which is hugely impressive, especially, with everything that's already been mentioned, 50 assignments, and each assignment, there were a lot of different parts to it. And the presentations you saw today, there were one of those for each of the courses. So not only were students, creating those projects and doing the research, but they were also getting comfortable with presenting that information, because that's a big part of, when you're in marketing, you've got to be able to present your ideas and concepts and your data. So I thought that was really cool to be able to expose our students to that aspect of it as well. And then I want to give a huge thank you to our partners at PathStream. I believe Janelle is on the call tonight, but all the folks over at PathStream, Carrie, Kim, Chris, Janelle, Samad, Ehab, and other folks on that team have been so great to work with. They've been instrumental to the success of the program from day one, and me coming in and being kind of confused about what was going on. They've been so great at getting this program off the ground here at MCC and helping us to continue our success with it. So we're forever grateful for their support as we continue to grow the program here at WID. Okay, I have some time for questions for any of our students or instructors or any of the staff here at MCC.
I don't have a question, but if I can make a small request, because I run the social media at WID, I would like to get a picture if possible. So just FYI, I would like to do that before we end the graduation tonight.
Do you want to give us a countdown? Should everyone turn on their cameras?
Yeah, if everyone could turn on their cameras, and would you mind just stop sharing your screen just so I can get everyone's picture? Thank you.
Totally.
Oh. Okay, I'm gonna count down from 3 and then I'll take it. So 3, 2, 1. Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
Awesome. Look for that on WID social media. Okay, see if I can share my screen again here. Whew, I think I got it. Okay, any questions anyone has? Any feedback on anything presented today, or any of the work that has been done throughout the program?
I do have a question. This is Jenny, and I didn't take advantage of the working on the portfolio at the end of each of the sections.
Mm-hmm.
And so hopefully I'm hoping I can go back and still do that.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
I will leave those courses open. I don't have a defined time yet,
Okay.
but when we do decide to close those, I'll give everyone, like a month notice or something like that. So if you have any last minute things you want to get out of those courses, you've got a little bit more time to do so. I know there was another person that wanted to work on the e-portfolio as well. And I highly recommend you all take advantage of that, kind of getting your artifacts from the program into that e-portfolio that you can take with you to job interviews, or, you know, if you're looking to pitch an idea at your existing company. I think those are hugely beneficial. Good question.
Okay, I did have one more question.
Sure.
And then the career coach, I think it's through PathStream maybe, services that are offered, how do we have a particular window in which we need to take advantage of that, or is that kind of open-ended?
Janelle, do you want to handle that question?
You can tell I'm a procrastinator here. I want to know my deadline.
I don't believe that there is a set time frame. I know our career services would be happy to work with you on anything that you need. I'll work with Jordan and see how we can connect you with them directly. But I don't believe there's any time frame in which that service would be not available for you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
No problem. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. Any other questions from anyone?
I have a question.
Sure.
And maybe a comment. For the instructors, will we be able to get in touch with you guys after this program just to keep our network growing and kind of pick your brains about like who might be hiring these days, and just do informational interviews of what it's like being in the field, not just in the classroom?
I'll let any of our instructors take
Any
that.
of the instructors, or Jordan?
Rachel, you can, I think that you have my my email address, so you can, if not, I can send that to you, but you can definitely contact me. And if we hear, and Jordan will maybe do the same thing too, but if we hear of any positions, we can send that your way.
That would be really helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. Feel free
Absolutely.
to contact Kim or myself if there's anything you need.
And then a comment I had, one thing I thought would have been really good is have like a kind of a cheat sheet, Word document or spreadsheet or something, if you will, of all the equations that you use for the courses, and say, this is what, or like a basic kind of dictionary of, here's all the basic terms, learn them, memorize them, you will see them a lot.
Yeah, that's a great idea. And Janelle, I don't know if PathStream has worked on anything like that, but that's definitely something we can work on here at MCC moving forward. And even if, you know, we develop something, we could send it out to everyone, all of our past graduates, so we could get that to you if we do develop something like that in the future.
Yeah, because I'd be in the labs and I'd have to be going back and forth through a bunch of different tabs and clicking all over the place, going, okay, this formula does what again? And which one is that? And like, how exactly do I calculate this again? And I didn't really have the time to like write it down and create what I should have created. But I think that would be really helpful when it comes to formulas and just kind of basic terms in the course, like marketing funnel. I've seen so many pictures of the marketing funnel, I know it inside and out. And just formulas of conversion rate versus content versus click-through rate versus count if, and things like that, just to make it a little bit easier so we're not constantly running around on screens and number crunching.
Yeah, absolutely. That's great feedback. And I'll work with our instructors to see if we can come up with some sort of like one pager or something like that you can, you know, maybe even print out and reference as you're going through the online content and the assignment.
Yeah, that would be really helpful.
Okay, thank you for that.
Not a problem.
All right. Any other questions, comments?
I guess I do have one more question.
Okay, sure.
So I felt like this class was like a really great just opportunity to really kind of just, I guess not just dip your toe, but maybe like half your leg in, to get familiar with different different roles. And so I definitely, I learned that I am wholeheartedly not interested in anything to do with statistics. But, there were different parts of the class that I was definitely interested in email marketing. So, and while, we worked through several pieces of it, obviously, you're not proficient in it until you're really probably using it in and out, So I wanted to know if you, WID foresees maybe any classes or, maybe even smaller programs that kind of divide this up into more focused segments. So, that kind of branch off from this.
We don't have anything in the works right now. I don't know, maybe Janelle can give us some insider information, but as far as I know, there isn't anything that's more of a deep dive on any of these subjects so far. But that's a really good suggestion as well.
Sorry, I know HubSpot does a lot of stuff with this. I haven't taken a look at HubSpot quite as much yet, but it is something I want to in the future because I was really having the same problem. And don't worry, just you do the designing, I'll do the statistics. We can make this work. But yeah, this was dive in head first because I took a course in grad school and called Strategic Social Media that was kind of an overview of everything, but it didn't dive deep like this and give me the actual hands-on experience. That's what I was really enjoying about this course because I didn't even know you had different you could have the same piece of content and have to write it differently for Facebook versus Twitter versus Instagram versus LinkedIn. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it's super interesting, the different strategies depending on the platform.
I would check out HubSpot because I know they have similar programs that also are certificates that you can put up on LinkedIn. I actually found it through Brandon's LinkedIn because I connected with him very quickly in the first course.
Very cool. Janelle, did you have any feedback on folks that are wanting to do sort of more of a deep dive on any of the modules covered?
Yeah, I was just going to say, I don't think we have anything in the works just yet, but I will definitely pass along the feedback that there is a want for kind of some deeper information in a lot of these topics. So just be on the lookout. Maybe we can get something going.
Okay, awesome. That sounds good. Thank you so much. Okay, I know we're about out of time here. Any final thoughts or questions? Okay, thank you so much to all of you for coming. Congratulations to all of our graduates. This is a huge accomplishment, and we're so proud of all the hard work you put in to make this happen. So with that, I will let you get on with the rest of your evening.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a good night.